Let me know where you are watching from. I am in Houston, Texas. I am in Houston, Texas, and I don't know how the weather was today. I didn't go outside. I didn't go outside. This morning, well, okay, no, I shouldn't say that. This morning, I went for a walk like I do every morning. Every morning, I walk for an hour and a half, and we are about to go back to work. And when I am at work, I don't walk in the morning, but I do walk a lot at work as well. So I'm just waiting. I'm giving YouTube a few minutes to let everybody know that we are live and let people join. Today's Friday, and I don't know how many people are going to join on Friday, but that's okay if nobody does. It's okay. Friday, Friday is a very good day, especially well, actually, if you have children that are going to school soon, then you're definitely busy today. You're definitely busy today. So, let me know where you're joining us from. Let me know. Like I was saying, I am in Houston, Texas, and it was a good day today. Friday is pretty much always a good day, especially when it's 5 o'clock. Then it really starts affecting my mood and I start being happy. That means I'm going home soon, right? Orlando, Florida. Hello, Margot. Yes, from Orlando. I think it's hot in Florida too, just like it is here in Texas. Maybe a little bit more with the humidity. I don't know. How do you like Orlando, Margot? I've never been to Orlando though. I went to Florida many years ago, 15 years ago, I think. Yeah, so, oh boy. Now, before we continue, thank you. Thank you, Hannah. Thank you so much. Or Hannah. I don't know. Thank you. But before we continue, there is something that I need to tell you because it just happened again. I'm not sure why, but sometimes I get kicked out of the platform. And YouTube does it. Thank you. Thank you, Hannah. Thank you. So YouTube does it, and I don't know why YouTube does it. And I've already looked into it, and they say it's not them. My internet connection is great because everything else is connected, and my phone doesn't seem to have any issue. So I don't know what's going on or why I get kicked out. But if I do, in the middle of the live, if I do, please, I will come back. Okay, stick around because I will come right back. And usually they give me a link to return to this specific live so we can just continue. If I get disconnected, I will come right back. Now, something happened on Tuesday, and I'm not sure why. They did not give me a link to return. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to return, but okay, I will come right back. All right. So let's begin. Today we're going to talk about something that can either be very useful to us or it can be a financial trap. And we're going to talk about credit cards. Is it a yay or is it a nay? Hi from Francis. Hello, Francis. How are you? How are you today? Okay, so credit cards, is it a yay or is it a nay? How do we feel about credit cards and why? Right? Why do you feel that way about credit cards? So that's going to be our conversation today. Personally, I don't think that the credit cards in themselves are bad. I don't think so. But I think that one of the issues with that, though, is definitely how it's used. Because they're there to make you feel like you have money that you don't actually have. You know, you have money that you don't actually have. And a friend of mine went on vacation not long ago, and so she wanted to get a credit card because it had a lot of points, sign on bonus. And the sign on bonus was a lot of points, and she was going to use the points towards the tickets and everything. So she applied for a credit card, and she ended up getting a credit card that was kind of like $20,000. And she called me and she was like, she says, I don't need all that money. I don't know why they send me so much money. Okay, bye, Hannah. She has to go to work. Bye. And so my friend, she said, I don't need all that money. I don't know why they send me so much, right? So I think they are meant to make us feel like we have all that money that we really don't have, right? It's not ours. That's the way that I look at it. I would like to know how you see it. We're talking about credit cards. Yay or nay? Yes or no? Do we like them? Do we not like them? And whichever way you lean, why? Why do you like them? Why do you not like them? I think that it's something that can be, uh, at least it's what I've observed. I've observed that it's something that can be very scary. It can be very scary. And because we are not, many of us haven't been taught how to manage money, many of us haven't had a money management class. We were not, we did not learn that at school. It's just so easy to be carried away. Okay, Zarlita says yes, if they are paid off each month. Okay, very good. Yeah, if they're paid off each month, all right? And Margot, it's way too easy to overspend when you use credit cards. It is. It is because you think, well, they make us think that we have all that money. We have all that money. She just wanted to buy, my friend, she just wanted to buy an airplane ticket to go on vacation. She did not need 20 grand. She didn't want 20 grand. But now she was on vacation having a good time, feeling like, oh, I can pay for this. I have $20,000, right? Right? And that can be a trap. That can be a trap, is to, use money that you think you have, but it's not really money that you have yet, right? It's definitely not money that you have yet, right? And the quote that I heard from someone, I'm going to read the quote here. It's, the problem is what happens when we start using tomorrow's money to pay for today's life. Right? That's what it says. We start using tomorrow's money to pay for today's life. Right? So Frances says she agrees with Margot. And Margot says it's way too easy to overspend when you use credit cards. It is. There is something that happens to me whenever I use cash. And I don't know if that happens to you as well. It's like, see, when I use cash, it's almost like I feel like an attachment to the cash. And when I spend it, it almost hurts. It almost hurts because you got $50 and you know just how much $50 is, and you know how many hours you have to work for those $50. And when I hand them over, it almost hurts. It hurts deep inside. And I was like, oh man, is this God? Is he gonna take all of my money? Is he gonna take all of my money? And so whenever I spend cash, I tend to be a lot more careful than whenever I just swipe a card. I can swipe a card and spend $50 just like that. But personally, with a credit card, that's what I can do. But with cash, it's a lot harder. It's a lot harder. The interest rates are sky high if it's paid off each month. If it's not, yes, if it's not paid off, if you don't pay it off, I mean, it is loaned money. Definitely is. It is. It is loaned money, and the interest rate is very high. Yes, the interest rates on credit cards, to me, they feel like they are the highest interest rate, one of the highest interest rates you can get out there. Like, they are crazy high, and they tend to be buried in paperwork. They tend to be buried in paperwork. The focus is so much on what you're going to get with the card, all the perks and the bonuses and the and the money you and the credit you're going to get. That's where the focus tends to be on, right? And not so much on how much it's really going to cost you if you don't pay. How much is going to cost you if you don't pay, right? So, but is it possible? Is it possible to? I would like to know what you think. Is it possible to use credit cards the right way? Is it possible to use it in a good way or the right way? Or I am looking for a word, but I can't find that word. Um, what I'm saying is it always bad, or can credit card be useful? One plus is that helps one's credit score responsibly. Yes, it does. It does. So it does. It does help our credit score if you use it responsibly. Definitely, if you use it responsibly, it's a very good way to work on your credit score. A lot of self-control and discipline. Margot says, with a lot of self-control and discipline. Very good. Should, because here in the US, at least that was my experience. It was my experience that as soon as I got to college, it was like, now you can get credit cards, and I would get all these things in the mail, you can get credit cards with my name on it. And now out of nowhere, I was like, oh, I can get a credit card. Okay, good. Well, let's see how much they're gonna give me. Right? Let's see how much they're gonna give me. But really, I had never sat down with someone who explained to me, or even at school, we never talked about credit cards and how to use them wisely. No one in my life had ever talked to me about credit cards and how they can be a trap and how to use them wisely. Do you think that should be part of the education that we receive? Should children be taught how to use credit cards? And if they should, then whose responsibility is it? Is it the parents' responsibility? Is it the school, the government responsibility? Should the bank themselves make sure that people know how to use them responsibly and not just focus on the bonuses? A lot of self-control. Not to use credit cards for coffee runs, fast food, and retail therapy. True, true. All right. I kept one getting declined for credit cards in college. And Margot says it should be taught, yes, both at home and at school. And Sarlita said individual responsibility. Okay, so we have here Margot says it should be taught at home. I, I do also agree with you, Margot. I agree with all 3 points. I agree with all 3 points. I agree that it should be taught at home. Also, parents should, because we become parents, we are aware of the trap. We are aware of the trap that credit cards can be, and we are aware of how credit cards can ruin the lives of our children. So that's why I also think it should definitely be taught at home. I do think that it should be taught at school as well. I do think it should be taught at school as well, because just from my own experience, when I was a teenager, I wasn't necessarily listening to my parents. I wasn't always listening to my parents. But any other adult out there that would talk to me, like, I would pay attention. Maybe not agree or do, but I would definitely pay a little bit more attention. So just based on that, I feel like it should be also taught at school. And also, I think it is an individual responsibility. I think when we're young, just when we're young, when we're teenagers, yes, it should be taught at home and at school. But eventually, as we grow older, it definitely becomes an individual responsibility, to become aware of the impact that it can have on our lives, both for good and bad, both for both for good and bad. So, so Alita said, if the individual does not pay, then taxpayers have to pay it off if bankruptcy is filed. Yes, Francis, agree with everyone. Yes, So Francis agree with everyone. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Because I, I see the good and I see the bad. I see the good and I see the bad in the credit cards. I see the good, like someone mentioned in the chat, that credit score and how it can help your credit score if you're using it responsibly. And that was Sarlita. She was saying that if we use them responsibly, then it can help with your credit score. Yes. But then I also see the bad. Like it can definitely ruin your life if you don't pay. If you don't pay, right? If you don't pay, and many people here mention paying it off every month, right? Paying it off every month. Now, what I would like to know for those who are here connected today, do you guys have credit cards? Do you have them? Do you use them? Or do you prefer just not to have them at all? Do you prefer to just not have them at all? I had no credit score in college. This is no credit score in college. Yeah. Well, for me, yes, I think I went from no credit score to absolutely tanking my credit score when I bought a car. I talked about it. There's a video on my YouTube page about when I bought a car in college and and just how hard it was to pay for that car. I'm talking about a car, and just how it tanked my credit. So I went from no credit card to just, yeah, to bad credits really fast, and it took me quite a long time to get out of it. So Lita says yes, okay, yes, Francis, I have them and use them. Okay, very good. And so at which point, for those who have credit cards, how did you learn to use them responsibly? How did you learn to use them responsibly? Or do you think you're still learning to use them responsibly? Margot, yes, I'm still struggling with self discipline when it comes to credit cards. Still struggling. Yes. So Lita says, I have them and also use them. Yes. And so, Sarlita, do you think you're using them responsibly, or are you still learning are you still struggling a little bit with discipline? Do you think you're using them responsibly? Still learning. Still learning. Yeah. Margot says she is still learning. Yes. And Sarlita, I hate having debt. Sarlita says, I hate having debt. I have always been like that. Well, that's very good. Congratulations. Yeah, that's very good. You're very fortunate to have that. Not a lot of people are like that. Francis, I watch a lot of videos that educate me, but I'm still learning. Okay. Okay, very good. So we have people who are still learning. We have people who definitely have a lot of self-discipline here, right? When it comes to using credit cards. And for me, I I think that I am also still learning. Yeah, I think I am also still learning. I share Sarlita, I share your aversion for debt. Like I do not like to have debt. Like I can't sleep whenever I know that I owe someone money. I cannot sleep, even if it's $1. Like I don't forget when I owe someone money, because it just keeps bothering me. It won't let me just be. Right. So I don't like to have debts. But that doesn't mean, in my case, that I am excellent when it comes to managing my credit card. It doesn't mean that. No, I don't have any debts. I do not have any debts, but I've definitely come a long way when it comes to managing my credit cards, because I do have some credit cards, and I'm still learning. I watch a lot of videos, okay? And Sarlita, I have only not paid them off for 2 months, okay? Okay. So that can be, it can be so difficult. I feel like it can be so difficult. There is, to me, and this is the way I feel about it. You tell me if you feel the same way about it. To me, if I have a credit card and my credit card has $200 in it, it's not much, you know, it's not much. In my life, it doesn't really move a lot because it's only $200. I was broke before, I'm still broke, plus $200, right? So, strangely enough, I'm going to spend it very carefully. Strangely enough, I'm going to make sure that I don't just run my credit card everywhere because it's only $200, right? I got to make sure that this is emergency money. But if I have a credit card that has $20,000 in it, like my friend had a credit card that has $20,000 in it, then I don't think about it so much. It's so much easier to just not think about it so much. It's 20 grand, it's a lot of money. So let's just swipe and swipe and swipe and swipe and swipe. There's kind of a psychology in it. I feel like the credit cards, they probably hire like a lot of people who work in psychology and people who work in human behavior, and 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 they base their marketing on that. I think I feel like I feel like because they understand how we work, right? They understand how we work up here, and they understand how everything up here affect our emotions, our heart, and they understand how to play those that with that information. Margot, great advice from my friend to leave your credit card at home so that you don't feel tempted to spend on things you don't need. Yep. Leave your credit card at home. Leave them at home. Definitely, yeah. I think that's a good advice. Leave them at home. Leave them at home. Before I had credit cards, I lived in Mexico for 10 years and I didn't have a credit card in Mexico. My entire 30s, I did not have credit cards because I was in Mexico and I never felt like applying for one. I didn't even think about it. I don't think it ever crossed my mind to apply for a credit card while I was living there. But I always still have a little extra money that I would put inside my shoe. I would put a little bit of money inside my shoes and I would walk around all day because you take the subway. That was Mexico City. You take the subway and you walk so much. It's a city like New York City, where people walk a lot. It's not a city like Houston, Texas. It's a city like New York where people walk a lot and you take the subway. So I always had money in my shoes just in case I lose my money or I get robbed or you just never know. You just never know. That way I would have a little money to get home. I always did. I always had a little money in my shoes. And yeah, I would say, leave the credit card at home and put a little bit of cash in your shoes because you just don't know. Because you just don't know. So Alita said, I'm so thankful that I had no credit score in college. I could not get a credit card. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you could not get a credit card. Well, they offered me a credit card when I was in college and I said yes. And I think it was only $500. I think it was only $500, but I spent that one day on my car. Yeah. That car, man. That car that I couldn't afford. I spent it on my card. I spent it on my car. Yeah. And then after that, of course, I was stuck. I couldn't pay the credit card and I couldn't pay the car. So I made quite a lot of mistakes. I made quite a lot of money mistakes in my 20s. I did. Unfortunately, I did. I was living alone. I was living alone. If this is the first time that you join one of our lives, hello, I'm Sikolo. And this is the solo budget. And I always talk about the fact that I moved to the US alone by myself when I was 19. So at 19 years old, I ended up with an apartment and I ended up being offered credit cards and I ended up being offered a car that I could not afford. And I accepted all of it, the apartment, the credit card, the card, because the credit card, the car, and the apartment. I accepted all of them, because I had no guidance. I had no guidance. And my friends had cars and my friends had cars and they also had cards that they used every time we went out, and I just felt like that's a normal thing to do over here. So yes, 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 and I said yes to everything, not knowing what I was getting myself into. And it took me decades to get out of it. It took me decades to get out of it. I'm so thankful that I had no credit score. Okay. Joanne. Hello, Joanne. Nice to see you again. I'm so sorry I'm late. No, that's fine. That's fine. How did you get all those offers? That's what I would like to know. That is what I would like to know. Well, okay, for the credit card, I don't think that I had many offers. I don't recall having a ton. I recall having a couple. I recall there was a credit card company that came on campus one day, and then I started getting things in the mail, and then I applied, and I was able to get $500. I was able to get $500. The worst decision in my life. The worst decision of my life to that point. That point, yes. And then the car, um, yeah, the car was also a big mistake. The interest rate on the interest rate was very high. It was very, very high. That's how I got the car. I have credit cards, but pay them in full at the end of the month. Yes, that's what Joanne says. I have credit cards, but pay them in full at the end of the month. Yes, that's a very good thing. I agree. I do agree that paying them in full at the end of the month is a good thing. I have never used credit cards much. That's excellent. No such thing. So there's no such thing as a free lunch. Yeah. Unless you're dumpster diving. Yes. So Arlita, yeah, using credit card in general is not taught. No, it's not. It's absolutely not. It's something that somehow you have to figure out. I feel like it is something that somehow you have to figure it out. And when you tell someone, I got issues with my credit cards, like, oh man, how did you let yourself get into this? They are crucial, but you never told me. It's like, Dad, you never told me. You never told me. So they offered me 20 grand. You don't have 20 grand to give me. I don't have 20 grand to give to myself. And, I got books to buy. I got things to pay for, right? It's kind of like that. This thing that we somehow have to figure out on our own, and by the time we figure it out, it's too late. By the time we figure it out, it is too late. We owe money, and now we're struggling having to pay it back. Right? We're struggling having to pay that money back, and we gotta now figure out how to manage our money and how to pay the credit card off. Yeah. There's no such thing as a free lunch. I do like that. That is true. That is true. That is true. Very true. Okay, let's see. One more question. Let's see. I get my questions here. I have my notes here on my computer, and why I look. That's why I look. So, I worked a lot through college in order to buy things. Yeah, yeah. Last question. Let's answer this one last question. I would like to have your opinion on this. Would you rather Would you rather have $1,000 in savings or $10,000 available on a credit card? What what would you rather have? Joanne says a credit card debt seems to be one of the worst slippery slope. I feel upset that many people have got caught in that destructive cycle. Yeah. Yeah. So Alita says savings. So you'd rather have $1,000 in savings, Arlita, instead of 10,000 in a credit card. And Margot also says savings. Yes. Why? Why? Saving. Joanne says savings, not credit cards. So then why? Why? Because honestly, $10,000 is a lot bigger than $1,000. $10,000 is a lot more. You can do a lot more with 10 grand than you can with $1,000. So why are we choosing $1,000 in savings instead of the credit card? Living by faith said definitely savings. Sarlita said credit is loan money. Credit is loan money because you got to pay it back. Yeah, you got to pay it back. Okay, that is Sarlita's point. Great point. Margot, and anybody else who wants to participate, if you feel like it, why are you choosing $1,000 over the $10,000 on the credit card? Joanne says it's pretty clear because that credit is not yours. It has to be paid back. Yes, it is not yours. Two great points. Number one, it's loaned money. It's not yours. Number two, you gotta pay back. You gotta pay back. Living by faith said the savings is all mine and won't owe anyone. Exactly correct. Marco says, I agree. Yeah. Yes, I agree with you guys. I do agree with you guys. I will take $1,000 in savings as well. Because that is my money. That is my money that I don't have to pay back, right? Joanne says, only loan that I would ever do is for a home. It's for a home, yeah. Yeah. See? So yes, I think we all agree that savings is a lot better than 10 grand on a credit card. Yes. Okay, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. Well, for joining me or us, because we're all here. Because we're all here today. It is Friday, and I don't know if some of you are going to work on the weekend. And if you're going to work this weekend, well, have a wonderful weekend. And if you're not going to work this weekend, like me, and please try enjoy your weekend. I'm going to try to enjoy mine. I'm going to try to enjoy mine. I love the weekend. I love the weekend so much. I love the weekend so much. So everyone have a very good weekend. Goodbye, everyone. Yes. Bye, Joanne. Thank you. It's a great, important conversation. It is definitely an important conversation. And I will be connected again on Sunday at 7, same time. It's the same time all week long, right? On Sunday, I'll be here at 7. Feel free to join if you have time. Feel free to join. Okay. Even the colons are dangerous. Colons are dangerous, and I know about dangerous colons. Yes, they are. Bye, everyone. Have a good weekend.